What's up YouTube and welcome to KangBrosTV. So first of all, sorry for the massive delay on the video. We had a death in the family and obviously the Kang Bros were everywhere mentally, so we had to delay this video. We had a lot of messages coming in, people saying, oh, you ain't released a video because Liverpool lost, the Kang Bros have gone missing and all this kind of stuff. You don't know what to say, it's none of that, so we'll leave it at that. Real Madrid 3, Liverpool 1. There is nowhere else to start this video but Karius. My man Karius. The Christians will say Jesus Christ from his performance. The Muslims will say Mashallah Karius. And my Sikh brothers would say Waheguru, what the fuck? What was that, bro?
Mate, listen, I've said it. It's one of those situations where you can almost turn around and be like, I told you so. Because, I mean, I'm not saying to try and take props and say, oh, I knew, but it's like, everyone said it from a while back. Listen, he made a few good saves, he had a couple of good performances, but it's paving over the cracks because he ain't good enough, right? And we said this before, don't get it twisted, he's not, because, you know, it's not a case of like, he's fine, he's fixed. It was a case of he isn't good enough, but he had just paved over the cracks just enough. And he just proved he's just not good enough. He's just not good enough. I've always said this, right, and I've said this to a lot of people since that goal, right? And it was, when you play FIFA or Pro Evo, do you know when we play against each other, yeah, and then there's beef because someone you score a goal and you say, bruh, but that's never gonna happen. That would never happen in real life. So that's bullshit. You know, sometimes when you accidentally press X, when you're trying to get the screen to take a goal kick and press X and it just kicks it straight out, mate comes in and scores. I ain't never saying that again. Because shit like that happens. Obviously it happens. Do you know what I mean?
But the thing is, a lot of people have said, yeah, that mistakes happen. This was not a mistake. This was a malfunction in Karius' brain. This was Terminator, all fucked up, the software was all messed up, the JavaScript, C++ is going everywhere. The connection, the signal to his brain has stopped at that moment. He's got the ball in his hand. There's no reason to rush. You're basically meant to control the game as a goalkeeper. There was no reason for you to do that. There was no disadvantage. You've got the advantage. You've got the ball in your hand. He can't take it off you. People on Twitter were saying, oh, about Steven Gerrard, he slipped. He also made a mistake. But you can't control a slip. If you fall, you fall. The guy's got a ball in his hand and he's giving it to the opposition team. Now, I play football at a very shit level. Now, if that happened on the weekend, we'll be cussing. We'd be cussing that goalkeeper for doing that mistake. There's no area for that as in terms of explanation. Now, I don't know what's going through his brain. For me, bring in All Black or Alisson immediately. Immediately. I do not want to see Karius playing for Liverpool or the starting lineup next season. People have been saying that Karius had 16 clean sheets coming into it. He deserves a second chance. No, he doesn't. Like I said, it's a malfunction. This is not a mistake. That's the biggest difference. For the second goal that he conceded, I can accept that. You might not even be accepted, but for me, like goalkeepers, you've seen the ball rolling for people's legs in the World Cup for the England goalkeeper, seaming over his head. Now, these are mistakes. Now, he thought that he could catch that ball, and he obviously got it wrong, right? Now, that is a mistake from my eyes. But when you're holding the ball... And you're giving it... And when you're giving it to the opposition team, for me, I'll let you finish on that one. But for me, personally, the first one is inexcusable, right? It's inexcusable for what he had done. And for me, he should not be playing next season for Liverpool. There were people out there that said, give Karius a chance. He was fantastic in Germany. Play him more often. He will come good. That's it.
No.
I'm finished.
No.
And I said, if you watched the videos carefully before, I said in the final, I've got a really bad feeling that Lovren or Karius will fuck us. And that's exactly what happened because both of these guys have got mistakes in them and they've shown it over the season. Now, I ain't going to bring Lovren into it because he had a great game in my opinion. But Karius should not be playing for Liverpool next season. His career at Liverpool is done. What's your take on it?
So firstly, the one thing that's been frustrating, because we've had a lot of people contact us over Twitter and like Instagram and leave us comments and stuff like that about don't go ham on Karius. He deserves a second chance. This was his second chance. Let's not forget that. This isn't the first time. Let's not forget that. Oh, he deserves a second chance. This was the second chance. As far as I was concerned, this was last chance saloon. Right? And if he had come good between now and the end of the season, right, with coming up unscathed, you might have got into next season. But we said it from time ago. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Do you get me? It's gonna happen again.
So does he play?
No.
All right.
Nope.
All right. So, but what about the mistakes? So,
okay.
are you agreeing with me or disagreeing with me with the fact that
First one, that's inexcusable. I'm sorry, I can't, like, this inexcusable. It just should not be happening. What are you gonna, even if you look at it was just like the game against Man City when he threw the ball to Van Dijk. Even Van Dijk's like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? He looked at, what the fuck are you doing? Do you know what I mean? And even this again, you got the ball and even if you dashed it to the right back, Trent would have been like that. Yo, chill. Do you know what I mean? There was no need for that. There wasn't a need for that. The situation we were in after we lost the main man, right? We lost the Egyptian king, right? You're in the game. At 0-0, Madrid would have been like, we need to score. We need to score. Because you're in the game. You're in the game at that point, right? But that, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, is inexcusable. It's not acceptable at any level. Any level. Like you said, you play park football, bro. If you do that on a Saturday afternoon, mans are coming for you, bruv. Mans are coming for you. Get me? That's what I'm saying. So that one is not good enough. Second one, I'm sorry, again, right? He's gone from fists to catch, right? Now let's just listen to what I just said. He's gone from fists to catch. Yeah? Okay? He's gone from fists to catch after he's seen the ball move. Just listen to what I just said. Just let that sink in. He's gone with fists, as is the guy who's taking the shot. The ball has swerved, and then he's gone to catch. It doesn't make sense. It's decision making. His mind is all over the place, right? Because as soon as the ball moves, right, you punch. Simple. End of. Get behind it, punch it. Yeah? You won't be catching it. If as soon as it swerves, and what you try to do, maybe you try to go like that to take the sting out of it, let it go down. Yeah? You don't take chances. You don't take them sort of chances. If the ball moves and you see it moves, you punch. End of. You punch. So that's what I'm saying. How baffled was your thinking must be? How baffled must your mind be, yeah? To go, I'm going to punch it. Oh, wait.
No, but this is exactly what I mean.
I'm going to catch it.
This is what I mean. This is your goalkeeper. His brain is all over the place. He's meant to be controlling the game and taking like the anxiety and the stress out of the game, and he's bringing things like that. And this is what his thought process is like. And that's why for me he can't not be trusted moving forward. It's not to do with his skill, his goalkeeping ability. It's to do with his thinking. And
this is the other thing I'd say. I'm not going to say much any more on this regarding to Karius. But if you make mistakes and you come out and say my bad, right? Fine. If everyone understands people make mistakes, it's done. I don't want to see you plastered all over your Instagram. I don't want to see you on Twitter doing mad shit. I don't want to see you doing all these extra things. Bro, we know you made a mistake. Shut your mouth. Just focus. Just focus on getting that Kiev alive and go home. Just go to sleep.
I felt sorry for the players, yeah, because they were saying we lose together, we win together. Yes, you do, and I agree with that, right? We win and we lose together, and that's why even when Liverpool lose, we win. We still make videos and we still analyse the game because that's how it is, right? But you don't take... They say we take full responsibility. For what? I'm not taking full responsibility for that. If I'm playing for Liverpool and my goalkeeper has passed the ball in his hand to the other team, I'm not taking full responsibility for that. Are you mad?
Nah, but you can see why it's obviously it's a message that they've all...
I get that.
And you have to protect each other, and that's fine. And I get that, and I rate that, I respect that. In their heart of hearts, they know the coup.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking heart of hearts.
They're thinking, that's more...
That's exactly what you'd be thinking, right?
So
the next topic, the question is this, right? Now, a lot of our fans of the opposite teams obviously talk shit, but Klopp has 6 finals and 6 defeats. Now, is Klopp to blame for this defeat? And is this something that we should be worried about?
Me? No. It's like a striker, yeah. And I know it's the way I look at it is like a striker can miss chances, but he's getting in the right positions. He will score, right? That's the only way I see it. Don't get me wrong. I know it's slightly different in the sense that a cup run it's a big effort and all that sort of stuff. But listen, I'm looking at his actions. I'm looking at what he's doing to rectify those problems. Yeah, you need a centre back. They said you need a centre back. He said, all right, there you go. You need a centre midfielder. Your centre midfielder's weak. All right, say nothing. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you know what I mean? They goes, oh, but Firmino can't, you need the striker, Firmino can't play up front. Yeah, you can. And look what he's done. So, do you know what I mean? So this is the guy, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, this is the guy. This is our guy. We back him to the hills. Listen, Liverpool Football Club have been through shit for a long time. Shit. Yeah? with capital S, 2 S's. Shit. Do you know what I mean?
No, but listen. Keep on the question. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm fully backing what you're saying, 100%. Yeah, but what I'm asking you is, it was Klopp to blame for this specific defeat? Was there anything that he could do? Because for me, after Salah...
I'm stopping right there.
Go on.
I know what you're going to say.
Go on.
When Salah got injured,
Yeah.
he should have brought somebody else on, not Lallana.
No, I'm not saying that.
About to say.
I wanted to see something happen. Because for me, the team was dead. After Salah got taken off, I don't know about you guys, but for me, it was like we had 10 men on the pitch. 10 men. That's what I felt like. Real Madrid, I couldn't see where the goal was coming from. No word of a lie. I didn't see what was going to happen after that. So the question I'm asking you is, as a manager, could you have done more? Could you have done something else in terms of changing something up? I know we've been playing for the same system all the way through, but putting Lallana where he did and then expect to do something, it didn't work.
As far as I'm concerned, yeah, it's hindsight, isn't it? Hindsight is a beautiful thing. The old adage, it's a beautiful thing, right? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, right? You lose Salah, and let's be honest, yeah, you don't expect that whatsoever. You just don't, do you? You don't even think negative like that. You think this is what we're gonna happen. We're gonna go. This is our game plan. Let's stick to the game plan. Whatever. I know there should be plan B's and plan C's and whatnot, but listen, I think let's just break it down, right? Salah gets injured. Worst case scenario, gets injured, which he did. Are you gonna change your whole system just because Salah's injured? You're not really, are you? Because you do back everybody else. You do know there's goals elsewhere. Do you bring on Solanke to give you a presence to go and wrestle Ramos and take Firmino and put him wide right? Do you do that? No. Do you then put on Woodburn or something like that? Ings? No, you don't, because you're going to be like, why do you put Ings on for when Lallana's on the bench? So as far as I'm concerned, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. The only thing it does tell you is you need strength and depth. We don't have strength and depth at the moment. You know, I think the bench, looking at that bench, if Ox was there, you'll be buzzing, because you'll be like, stick Ox on out there. Ox gonna be a problem, and you can still do that. So I think Liverpool went flat. There's no denying it. I think everyone's, as a team, morale went down, and Madrid were lifted. All of a sudden, Marcelo's getting on, because he's like, you know what? That guy's not troubling me going that way. Whereas before, when Salah was on the pitch and we were playing, it was like they were like, you know what, we're going to try and poke and see how we could go, but we've got to be careful because they've got so much going the other way. Liverpool were still playing on the last man. I think with Lallana coming on, it's not his fault. But then again, with Klopp, you've got to put Lallana on because he has the quality and he has the experience of these big games. If you put on someone like Solanke, it's a brave move. Ings, you're not having it. You know, the only other one you could do is stick Moreno wide left and stick Mane wide right. But then again, you're looking at it and say, well, why are you putting him on for?
But don't you think Lallana was the safest option at that time?
Safest option, but there's a reason why he's the safest option, because he was the best bet to put on in that situation, because he has the quality.
Yes,
he has played at that level.
Also, you've got nothing to lose at this stage now, have you? We're already lost Salah.
But that's my point. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Be honest with in your heart of hearts.
Yeah.
If he'd stuck somebody else on, what would be the first thing you would have said? Why the fuck isn't Lallana on? Do you know what I mean? So you're damned if you do. That's what I'm saying. You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. For me, I don't think you can hold him too accountable for that. The only thing you could say is, right, we'll go 2 up top, change the formation, flood the midfield, stick Lallana in the hole. But then you're saying you're saying to Firmino and Salah, change to Mane, change your games completely. And I don't think it's right. I think this is the game plan. This is how we're going to play. And you wanted to try and change your personnel, and it didn't work. Poor old Lallana got chucked in, thrown at the deep end. It's good to see that he's fit. Good to see that he can play. But it just, it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. I don't think. By the sounds of it, you think he's, to blame, I guess.
But... No, I'm not. That's just a question I'm putting out there because I've seen it a lot. Obviously, people like United fans, what they're going to say is Klopp has lost 6 finals. He hasn't won anything. Blah blah blah. Obviously, we're massive believers of Klopp, and I'm exactly what you're saying is that he's going in the right direction, right? But the one thing that I want us to point out is when Salah did go off, like you said, the whole team's morale dropped, and I personally didn't like that.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not trying to give it the Billy Big Boost, but what I'm trying to say is, if Salah goes off, you step up and say, okay, the main man's gone. I'm going to step up. I'm going to take control. And I don't know if that's just me. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to give it the big one, but you want to see characters step up at that stage and say, all right, don't worry, he's gone. We step up. We can still do this. We're Liverpool. We're not just Mohamed Salah. I get he's got 40 goals. That's no joke thing, but. What I'm saying is, you want your players to step up and say, right, we'll do this. But when he went off, you could tell by the players. And like I said, I don't know what Klopp's plan was at the time. I didn't see the pressing happening or anything like that. Or maybe Real Madrid were just that good.
I think you're harsh. And we've had this discussion offline as well. We've talked about this before. it's easy to say, oh yeah, I'd want to step up, I'd want to do this, and I'd want to do that. I've got to do this. It's easy to say that, right? But there's no I in team. Yeah, people always say there's no I in team.
100.
Yeah, and the different components make a good team. So we talked about it before. Certain players look good in certain sides because they, as a unit, they work well together. Mane, Firmino are nothing without Salah. Salah is nothing without Firmino. Firmino is nothing without Salah. They're nothing without each other, right? But they're all cogs. They're all cogs in a machine. You take out one cog from that machine, there's no doubt the machine is going to struggle because your job is X, his job is Y. You can't go and do X and Y's job. Do you know what I mean? That guy does a lot. He's not only off the ball, it's on the ball. It's people's in defenders' minds. It's difficult because it's just they are all world class players. Real Madrid have got a full of world class players. There's no denying that. They are super quality players. Some of those players are superhuman. The way that Modric dictated that game.
So I'll ask you. So if Ronaldo came off injured, would Real Madrid then suddenly be useless?
Because they've got Gareth Bale coming off the bench.
No. Yeah. Okay. Say if you take Gareth Bale out of the equation, he's not in the team. You got Ronaldo. He comes off. So are Real Madrid now no longer Real Madrid?
I think it's different. I think it's different, and this is the reason why it's different because they are Galacticos. They are called Galacticos because there's Isco, there's Benzema, there's Vasquez, there's what's his name, Asensio. There's these guys from all different angles. Liverpool don't have that. They don't have that luxury. This goes back to the point. We're bringing on Lallana. We're bringing on Adam Lallana. Yeah, they're bringing on Gareth Bale. They've got Isco. They've got these guys are all playing at the top level. Liverpool don't have that luxury. And the point I'm trying to make to you is, you lose Salah, who is so influential to Liverpool's side, and he's such a big cog in that machine that there is no other one that can replace him. There's no one who even can replicate what he does. And that just shows the gulf in between the two teams. That's my opinion. And I get your point. Listen, I thought Mane stepped up differently. I thought he played sick. But
yeah, he was the one. He was the one definitely I wanted to mention was that from what I saw on the pitch, that he was the one that stepped up. 100% he stepped up and he got the goal. And you could see it. You know, he wanted to be the main man, and that's what I was trying to allude to. Is that's what I wanted to see from the team, and I didn't see it. I get your point about this. There is levels to the team, but still, I think when you get to that final stage, you've beaten some top teams. You've beaten teams with players like, for example, Man City. You've got an all-round good team. You've beaten teams like this, so you should be saying to yourself, you know what, I am that good. That's what mentally. That's what I would be thinking in my head. Is that
we disagree. I think you're playing pro either. If that's what you think, but that's my opinion. Okay. I think you're miles off it with that. But.
Cool. All right. Ramos, is he a world-class defender, or is he a dirty, cheating bastard?
Ramos is a boss. Ramos is a boss. And if that hurts Liverpool fans, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Listen, I was hurt just as much as any Liverpool fan. But listen, Ramos is a boss. If anyone disagrees with me, yeah, then you got to just take out your sour grapes, yeah, and just be real. Let's just be real for a second. He's a boss.
Yeah, I agree. I think basically Ramos is like your Suarez in defence. You either love him or you hate him, but you know he is a great player. Suarez, when he was at Liverpool, he did all kinds of madness to get under people's skin, and that's exactly what Ramos does. And I think for proper footballing fans, like we were sat with loads of fans that were just watching the final for the final's sake, and they were like, "Oh, he's cheating." Da, 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 da. We looked at each other and we went, "That's Ramos.
That's boss. That's boss."
He does that regularly. He does it regularly, and that was his job. If your job is to go out there and silence Salah, and if it was the other way around, and if say Lovren did that to Ronaldo, we'd be going, "Yes, Lovren, put him down, put him to sleep." That's exactly what we'd be saying. So all the stuff that I read from fans saying Ramos is this, Ramos is that, not having it. He did his job. He laughed, whatnot. Buff. And then, but the thing is, he went on and I think he elbowed Karius. Just does dirty shit. Do you know what I mean? But it's like I said,
until you get listen, you're guilty, so you're innocent until proven guilty, and that it implies. Listen, if you lot think he made it to the top of his game, which he is at the top of his game. If you think he made it to that to that level just because he's a good football player, you're miles off it. You are miles off it. You got problems in your head. Yeah, because you got to have gamesmanship is alive and kicking in today's game. Yeah, the best players, right? The good players are people like you're honest, hardworking, train hard, do things by the book. The great players are the ones that go the extra mile, and that is going the extra mile. Gamesmanship, that's gamesmanship in its finest hour. Listen, I've played with people and against people. I know sometimes everyone who plays football to a decent level, when you do your prep before a game, you look at it, you think, right, opposition, and you think to yourself, that geezer, I fucking hate playing against him. Right? Not the best football player, but he leaves one in on you. He'll leave one on you, right? And this geezer, listen, Ramos, he did what he had to do. He did what he had to do. And if, as I said, for anybody who's watching this, you've had, as Man United, have had Roy Keane, right? Roy Keane on your side, Man United fans. Listen, when he was going around hitting people, kicking people up in the air, you didn't mind it. Do you know what I mean? Just like when Suarez was doing mad shit with us, we didn't mind it. When Costa was doing a madness for Chelsea, they loved it. Yeah? Arsenal, Vieira. Do you know, when Vieira was going around doing what he had to do, there was stuff that wasn't above board, but it was fine. When it's on your team, it's brilliant, right? And that's what I'm trying to say. You can't turn around and say, oh my God, I can't believe he's doing that. Oh, he had to get away with that. Listen, it's gamesmanship. Everyone does it. It's good if you get away with it. If you don't get away with it, then you look stupid. If you keep doing the same stuff and keep not getting away with it. But listen, as far as I'm concerned, Ramos is a world-class operator, and fair play. You know, he did what he had to do. Obviously, I wasn't happy about it at the time, but you've just got to be honest and you've got to respect what he does, and he's at that level for a reason.
The other one was Gareth Bale. Now, we had people messaging me saying, oh, you forgot about Gareth Bale. No, we didn't. You can't forget about Gareth Bale. The guy did it in front of your own eyes in the Premier League. We know exactly what the guy was capable of. As soon as he came off the bench, we start looking at each other, start scratching heads and thinking, jeez, Jesus, that he's coming on, right? And then, but like you said, you compared it perfectly, right? We're bringing on Lallana, they're bringing on Bale. Now, when Bale scored that bicycle kick, we literally just looked at each other and went like that.
It literally is one of those moments.
That's it.
It's just...
There's nothing you can say or do with that goal. We literally just looked at each other and thought, just shrugged the shoulders. Because it's madness. To do that at that level, that is just crazy. And you can't tell the goalkeeper anything like that. As soon as he hit it, he knew he had scored. So fair play to Gareth Bale. He came on, and even the second goal, he took his luck. He thought, you know what, the keeper's fucked right now. Yeah, he's all over the place. He just whacked it, goal. Got
to buy a ticket. And they're always saying that you've got to buy a ticket. Listen, Gareth Bale is... obviously, he's got his own problems, injury problems, and talk about wanting to play more first-team football. Listen, Gareth, if this video ever gets back to you, you're more than welcome. Come on over. Do you know what I mean? We'll accommodate, whatever. But now, listen, it was just goal. It was a superhuman goal. And the way I see it is, we've had the keeper give two goals to the opposition and one absolute worldie. So, I mean, as I said, I think that we can walk away from that final with heads held high. I think, work great and everything was amazing. It was a great occasion. Yeah, obviously it would have liked Salah to have played 90 minutes. I would like us to probably have a few more goes and whatnot. But listen, as I said, if you're a Liverpool fan and you sit there and think, oh, they didn't try or whatever, I think you're lying to yourself. I thought it was two great. It was two mistakes and a worldie goal.
But for you said that we got to the final. Is this a success for Liverpool this season, or is it a failure? I had Liverpool fans after the game jump up. They looked at me, they just went, "What? So what? Once again, we're trophyless again. We haven't won anything. We've come in the top 4. I got Champions League again. That's it." So they're like, "What have we done? We've done fuck all. It's the same shit."
Well, I'll put it to you then. I'll put it to you.
But that's I'm just putting out. That's not my opinion.
Right. That's fine. And to be fair, I've had loads of debates about this with people over the last few weeks. But the way I see it is, Man United fans aren't happy, right, with this season. They're not happy. Liverpool fans are hit. They're kind of not sure. Who would you rather be, Chelsea or Liverpool?
Now, I don't really want to compare them. I don't really want to compare them.
No. The reason I ask you that is FA Cup out of the top 4, no trophy in the top 4. Who's had a better season? That's what I'd ask you.
I know you. All right, Liverpool. That's what you want to hear, right?
So no. I'm asking.
But
your
it's
opinion.
It's fact. It's fact. It's what you're saying. It's
I'm
fact.
asking your opinion.
It's fact,
right? So that's what I'm saying. Listen, I posted on a video a few weeks back or months back. I said, if Liverpool don't get top 4 and they get beaten in the Champions League final, it's a disaster. It's a disastrous season. It's a disastrous season. Listen, if we'd won the Champions League and got top 4, it would have been an absolutely amazing season, right? But we've got beaten the Champions League final quite comfortably in the end. We've got beaten comfortably, and we've nicked top 4. We've nicked top 4, and I think we've got less points this year than we did last season. So I think, is it progress? Technically, no. Technically, no, because we haven't got more points than we did last season, and we finished in the same position. But I think realistically, and I think as statistics can be manipulated as to however you wanted. But I think all Liverpool fans who watch every game, who go to games, who follow Liverpool, week in, week out, who see the performances, have seen the incremental changes, will be sitting here and agreeing with me, saying, you know what, it's a good season because we've made a huge stride. We're now competing with the big teams in Europe again. We are now back to being a name to be reckoned with. So for me, it's been a successful season, not because we've won something or anything like that. We've top four. We've consolidated top four again. We've got to the Champions League final. Remember, we weren't in the Champions League for a long time. It was a long time before we've been in the Champions League. We've got back in it, and we've got to the final, and we finished fourth, win it again, and we've taken a huge step forward. So for me, on the whole, it's a successful season.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. I think it was a successful season. For me, it's all about being entertained. Now, I want to watch my team every single week and be entertained. And it was an entertaining season. They played great football throughout the whole season. And like you said, we're now competing against the best. And it's been a long time since Liverpool have done that. So I think Liverpool fans are quite realistic because we've been through this shit and we've seen where we've come to now. And this is what we want to be a part of. Now, now it's about consistency. And now it's seeing the right steps in terms, like you said, of the people that we're bringing in, the recruitment that we're doing. And already I'm seeing the right, we saw... what's his name? For Fabinho come in, right? And that's exactly the type of profile that we need. Now we've got Kate in the middle as well. So I'm already looking forward to next season. And like you said, we are definitely improving, going in the right places. Yeah, but the thing is, like you said, at the end of the day, it's going to come out of trophies. But I want to be entertained every week, right? Now, you might say, you as a United fan, you can ask the United fans, say, how do you feel? They're saying the football's shit. Now, I don't want to go through that personally every week. So I think even other fans are saying, a lot of people are talking shit about Liverpool now, which is a good thing. Right? People won't talk about Liverpool because there's nothing to worry about. But now more people are talking about Liverpool and hating on Liverpool, and it's a good sign. When
you've got haters, you know you're doing something right. That's what they're fans, I call them. Haters are fans. So
to finish, and I'll wrap this video up. Man of the match, who do you think you would give it to for the final?
Sadio Mane.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think there was anybody else who... I think Robertson, I loved his last ditch challenge against Ronaldo.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff gets the crowd going and gets the team going. That's what I wanted to see more of. But I think Mane definitely took it there for me as well. So yeah, I mean, the season's finished and the videos will be coming out for the World Cup and the England matches. But to finish this, I guess the question that we'd ask everybody else is: does Karius still stay for you next season in the team, or does he start? Was the season a success for you, or was it a failure? And lastly, what signings do we need for next season? We've already got one, and what other ones do we need? Apart from that, we'll see you guys soon.